Hi, I'm Jody Dahmer.
And I'm Ryan Corso.
And we're Beargrass Thunder. We're here at the Waterfront Botanical Gardens 1 year after our last video to show some of the improvements that have gone on. So if there's one thing Beargrass Thunder really likes, it's Beargrass Creek. And so it's really, really cool to see that there is a Beargrass Creek pathway that's under construction right now at the Waterfront Botanical Gardens to connect with the Butchertown Greenway Trail that's already complete. So it's really neat to see like more and more businesses and more neighborhoods finally realizing that Beargrass Creek can connect across the whole city. And if we look at it like an asset instead of an eyesore, we can really do a lot to change. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, look at this. How cool is this?
This is a good shot.
This is the part that's going to lead down to the Bearcraft Street pathway. I like those back there.
Oh wow, there's a bee in this one.
Bee. Oh, I keep gasping.
Remember how scared we were of bees? Part of the fear that we have of bees is that we never really interact with insects enough to not be scared of them. Just because a bug has stingers doesn't mean it's going to use that stinger on you unless it feels threatened by you. So don't swat bees. Don't be scared of them, because if you're just standing close and you're not a danger to their presence, they don't really have any reason to sting you. So they won't. Clear, that's a hummingbird moth.
Oh!
It's a moth that looks like a bee. And its wings are clear. Those are pretty rare.
So pretty.
And because it looks like a bee, it's kind of like mimicry. And so by looking like a bee, the predators probably aren't going to want to eat it as much because it has a stinger, or it looks like it does.
Look how cute it is. What kind of plant is it? Do you know?
This is rose verbane.
Rose verbane.
It's native. It's Verbena canadensis. So it was first discovered in Canada.
Yeah,
Oh, there it
good.
goes.
Good eye. What a lucky
Oh.
shot.
I mean, this is so lucky to have.
Like what a lucky
Beautiful.
shot.
I love it. It's beautiful. So it's a moth?
It's a moth
Mhm.
that's meant to look like a bee so predators don't eat it.
Looks
But
like a
it's
little
also
bird.
feeding like a hummingbird.
Yep.
Yeah. I love him. I want to die for him.
And you can actually get them pretty big too. This is a very tiny one, but you can get them like very
She's
big.
baby.
Thickness.
He's feeding like a hummingbird. And his wings are going so fast they're almost invisible.
I love these. What are these?
This is sedum. Stone crop. They're
Oh.
succulents.
I love it. Neon.
I mean, they're neon, that's
Look
for
at
sure.
the blue. Pink, bright pink.
And everything has its own little place in it. So this is coneflower, echinacea, and you can see that it's already gone to seed. One thing that we're running into a lot of time with homeowners is now it's ugly since it's gone to seed and it doesn't have any petals, but that's not really accurate. Just because a flower doesn't have petals anymore doesn't mean that it can't still help wildlife. These seeds will feed so many different kinds of birds that fly through Louisville on their fall migrations. And if you leave them instead of cutting them back, you'll actually be able to help feed more wildlife on your property that you or your business owns. Oh, this is a fun one. So this is one of my favorite flowers. This is called rattlesnake master, Eryngium yuccifolium, and the reason it's called yuccifolium is because folia means leaf, and the leaves of this plant look like a yucca plant, kind of native to the southwest area of Arizona, Mexico. But rattlesnake master, the reason it's called rattlesnake master is if you were bitten by a rattlesnake back in the 1700s, you could actually take the root of this plant, make a poultice, make a application you could put on the wound, and you probably wouldn't die of the poison. And so that's the reason it's called rattlesnake master, because the antidote for snake bite is found in its roots. Oh, this is a pretty neat plant. This is called wild quinine, and quinine is used to prevent malaria. And so
How does it prevent malaria?
if you put it into water or various other things, that's why tonic water tastes the way it does, because it has quinine added to it. And it kept a lot of British soldiers healed during the occupation of a lot of other countries. But in this North America, you can actually use this to combat malaria if you so choose. This is really important for Louisville because Louisville used to be a swamp. And so it used to be called the Graveyard of the West because basically you got here and you died because swampy. So if you have this growing in your backyard, you know.
Malaria is a vector-borne virus, so it means it's passed on by mosquitoes. So you can't catch it from others, but that would be why it being a swamp here would make such a big difference, because the more mosquitoes, the more prolific that malaria can be.
And part of the reason that mosquitoes are such a problem in Louisville right now is because we're doing all we can to bring these chemicals on board to just eradicate every insect in the neighborhood. And when you do that, that also kills every insect that eats mosquitoes. And if there's no insects in the neighborhood, there's no food for the birds.
I don't like mosquitoes either, but spraying for mosquitoes probably isn't quite the answer that we're looking for either.
So let's try to figure out a way that we can not only keep the nature we have in the neighborhoods, but work with nature to fix some of the problems that we have with nature, instead of just trying to chemical pesticide it out of existence.
Because honestly, it hurts your grass, it hurts those, not only does it hurt those bugs, but it hurts your grass, it hurts your lawn eventually, and it hurts your animals and all the animals that live in this neighborhood with you.
And once it rains, where does all that runoff go but downstream into Beargrass Creek?
And it hurts all those animals.
And once it gets to the river, then it's someone else's city's problem downstream. St. Louis, Paducah, Owensboro. They take whatever we give them. And if we can reduce the amount of pollution, then every city downstream will thank us for it. Thanks for watching Beargrass Thunder.
This was our 1-year update on the Waterfront Botanical Gardens, and we had a really good time looking at it.
With a few surprises thrown in. What is this? Don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos. We have a Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Patreon.
And don't forget to check out www.beargrassthunder.com.